journey into power together. And we'll start off with some more subtle movements just to warm ourselves up since it is so early in the morning. I always find that that's kind of a nice way to lend into some movement early on. Welcome, Suzette. So let's go ahead and we'll get started doing that. Child's pose. Yeah, and just however your body feels, and there's a lot of different ways it could feel. Usually mine feels a little like the edges are a little bit harder, a little bit rougher. Usually encountering some stiffness, especially early on in the morning. And so however your body feels, settle in a way that feels comfortable enough. And begin to take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And through your breaths, collect yourself here. And even see if you can begin to soften the rougher edges just simply through the way that you're breathing. And with your next inhale, come up to tabletop position. You'll take some cat dog tilt. So with your inhale, reach your heart forward, look forward. And with the exhale, tuck your chin, pull your belly button up towards your spine. And you'll go back and forth. And as you all know, there'll come a point as we're going through our sun salutations where we'll link our movements together. But for now, really kind of feel into your own breath and the pace that your breath wants to move at. And you'll move your body with your own pace, your own breath's pace. Good. Next time your heart's forward, let that be the last rotation. Then exhale, a straight spine, so neutral spine. Good. With the inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, thread your right arm, tap your right shoulder to the floor. Good. And then you'll do it again. Inhale, reach your right arm high, look up towards your thumb. And exhale, thread the needle. Good. 2 more times. Yeah, like nothing to rush about it. A full breath in. And the next time you thread, hold it. Hold it right here. Beautiful. You can stretch your left arm over the front of your mat. I like spider tip fingers. And as you press your left hand down and forward, stretch both sitting bones up and back to create some space. Create space between your ribs and the sides of your hips, the sides, the waists of your body. Take 1 more round of breath. And then plant your left hand, sweep your right arm high, big breath in, tabletop position. Then you'll switch sides. Left hand goes high with the inhale, thread the needle on the exhale. Go through 4 more rounds of that. And then after the 4, you'll hold it. Okay, an option to stretch your right hand forward. Press your right hand down and drag your hips back. Create as much length as you can from your right hand back through your pelvis. And plant your right hand, reach your left hand high, big breath in, tabletop position. Good. Walk your hands a little bit forward up towards the top of your mat. Tuck your toes into the mat, take a breath in, and exhale, downward facing dog, press it back. Come right back out, high plank position. So this is with the inhale, then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. And you might need to bend your knees as you set your hips back. Do that 2 more times. High plank, down dog, just kind of warming up your shoulders. Last time, high plank. And press back, downward facing dog, down dog. In your down dog, lift your heels very, very high. Press down through your hands, pull your armpits up towards the top of your shoulders. Good, Angie. And now stretch your tailbone up and back. So you create as much length as you can between your hands and your hips. Keep all that length, and then slowly sink your heels down and back. And they may touch or they may not touch, but either way, spread your feet from the inside out. Deep, deep breaths. And like Ray's pedaling out her feet, so that might be, you feel like your feet need a little movement, add the movement in. Take one more breath in. Blow it out. Look forward. Step up to the top of your mat. So up at the top, inhale, lift halfway up, hands to the top of your thighs for that halfway lift. And then exhale, pull your belly up towards your spine and round your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. So you'll press your butt back, your head forward. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, press your butt back, get long. Exhale, round your spine. Do that 2 more times. Keep your knees really bent as you do this. So you're just seeing that your pelvis can move around. You can see your spine can move around. Good. Next time you round, hold it. So you'll hold the ragdoll shape. Your hands can stay on your legs. So I know for me, early in the morning, I need that support because my low back tends to be the stiffest of all the parts. But if it feels good to drop your arms down, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, it can feel good to sway side to side. Feel into the left side of your low back. Feel into the right side of your low back. Good. And then center your weight over your feet. Press down through your feet, blow all the air out. And inhale, come rolling up to stand. Extended mountain pose. Reach up, look up, stretch, and exhale, hands to heart center. Set your eyes, and we'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees a lot. Then inhale, lift halfway up, press your seat back, your head forward, plant your palms, step back, high to low push up. You could drop your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. 2 more breaths in and out. Last breath in. Blow all the air out, get ready. Move your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway, lift up, get long. Then low push up, take it back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 2 more. So listen to your breath. Listen to the breath in the room. Last breath in. Blow all the air out. Feet to your hands. Lift halfway up. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Press your feet deep down into the floor. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breath in. All the air out. Move your feet to your hands. Halfway lifts. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Stretch all the way up to your elbows, to your fingers. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 1 more Sane. 2 more breaths. Then breathe and move in a way where there's something new to awaken in your viscera. Breath in, blow all the air out, move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. Extended mountain pose, reach all the way up, forward fold, nice. Lift halfway up, gain all the length through your spine, low push up, take it back. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, moving on to Sambi. 2 more breaths. Last breath in, blow it out, move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips way back, forward fold. Halfway lift up, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb, warrior 1. So back foot flat, low push up. Upward facing, down dog, left side warrior 1 step. Press down through your feet, reach high, low push up. Upward facing dog, big breath in. Downward facing dog, breathe it out. 3 breaths. A sigh is usually good right about now. Good. 2 more breaths. Work your hips up and back. Open the back side of your body up. Blow all the air out right here. Then move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift up. Fold. Chair pose. Work your hips way back. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot warrior 1. Step. Lift all the way up through the sides of your body, your fingers. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior 1. Step. Reach high. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Now right back onto your breath. 3 breaths. 2 more breaths. Stay on the edge of your breathing as an access to waking up, not going back to sleep. Last breath in. Blow all the air out. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift up. Fold. Chair pose. Sit back. Reach all the way up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot warrior 1. Step. Reach all the way up. Maybe look up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot warrior 1. Fingertips alive. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. So if you're doing this right, you start to have a desire to go deeper, right? So keep working 1 breath, 1 movement, and continue to feel all the cells of your body with just that 1 breath, that 1 moment you have in the pose. Breath in, blow all the air out, move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, get long and fold. Chair pose, sit deep and fold. Halfway lift, get even longer here. Low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Drop your pelvis down as you reach up. Low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side warrior 1. Stretch yourself and wake up in the stretch. Low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 1 more Sambi. Take your 3 breaths. 2 more. And even in this last Sambi, up to something new waking up in your body. Last breath in. Blow all the air out. Move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift up. Fold. Chair pose. Utkatasana. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Your biggest breath, your biggest stretch. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing dog, left side warrior one. Yawn from the inside all the way out, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, down dog. Take a breath in. Really good. Blow it out. Bring your big toes together to touch at the back of your mat. Lift your right leg high. Bend your knee, open your hip, flip dog. Okay. Set a strong foundation through your feet. So all 10 toes point to the back of the room. Nice, Mike. And press your heels down to lift your hips up. So create space between your pelvis and the floor. Take a breath in. Flip back. High plank. Big toes touch. Side plank. Heels right, left hand high. Good. Press your right foot deep down into the floor, your right hand deep down into the floor, and lift up through your pelvis. Warm up the right side of your waist. 2 more breaths. Take your arm a little more forward, right there. Breath in, hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch, lift your left leg high, breathe in, flip dog. Good. Drive your feet down and lift your hips up towards the sky. Then breathe. 2 more. Big breath in, flip back, high plank, toes touch, side plank, face the right side. Get all the length you can from your heels up through your pelvis, up through your spine, out through the top of your head. Greg, press the top of your head towards the front of the room like that. And Greg and everyone, 1 more breath in, hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb, crescent lunge. Set your eyes. So our first pillar, set your drishti as a tool to get steady and get present. Deepen your breath. Powerful, right? Even sometimes just a sigh to settle. And then create your foundation. Press all 4 corners of your front foot down. Bend your front knee deep so you get that connection. Then from your front foot pressing, stretch all the way up to your fingertips. Reach. Hands to heart. Tip forward. Crescent twist to the right side. Okay. Press your front heel down into the floor and lift the pit of your belly in and up towards your spine. 2 more breaths. And Mike's opening his arms up, so you can take whatever arm position feels right. Big breath in. Blow all the air totally out. Now inhale up, crescent lunge, and open up warrior 2. Okay, bend your front knee forward over your front heel, and then out towards the baby toe side of your front foot. Good. Now listen close. With the next inhale, straighten your front leg. Lift your front foot, the toes up off the floor, and bend your back knee, sending your butt back into the space behind you. So as you send your butt back, you could drop your hands to the floor if they reach. You could put your hands up on your back thigh if that feels like better support, or you could keep your hands at heart center if you'd rather kind of have that more core activation. So you're floating here. And as you take that, press your seat way back into the space behind you. Hip creases deep and stretch the top of your head away from your pelvis. Good. 1 more breath in. Blow all the air out. Inhale up, warrior 2. So your feet are already there. Stretch your arms wide. Exhale, extended side angle. Yeah, so continue that feeling of stretch through your front thigh by using your arm to guide your front inner knee forward. That's it. And draw your right groin back towards the back of the mat. That's it, Suzette. Now 2 more breaths. Take one more breath in, 2 hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left thumb, crescent lunge. Drishti. Breath. And foundation. Good. Be for powerfully creating those 3 pillars. Okay, take a full breath in, hands to heart, crescent twist to the left side. So organize from the floor up through your legs, squeeze your back leg straight, and then up through your core. Lift the pit of your belly in and up, even like off your front thigh. Yeah, I use my front thigh kind of as feedback. Can I pull my core up and away and in towards my body for support? Take a breath in, blow the air out, come back up, crescent lunge, and open to warrior 2. Good. Bend your front knee deep. And so even if that means that your back hip kind of comes forward a little bit, let your hips turn to the front just a little bit so your lunge can be deep. Yeah. Really good. Take a breath in. Now on the exhale, straighten your front leg, lift your front toes, bend your back knee. That's it. And send your butt back. And you'll choose your arms. They can stretch out, hands to heart, fingers to the floor. Now breathe. Yeah, breathe, discover what quality in your left knee lends itself to that full sense of openness from your left heel up through your inner thigh towards your pelvis. Breath in, blow it out. Inhale up, warrior 2. 1 big breath in, then exhale, extended side angle. Good. Hug your left inner thigh in towards your pelvis. So integrate your left thigh in towards your pelvis, while at the same time you stretch that front inner knee forward. Now hug your thigh back as your knee stays here, like that. 2 more breaths. 1 more big breath in, hands to the floor, low push-up. Good, Ray. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Get ready to move, blow all the air out. Step or float, feet to your hands. Lift halfway up, long, and exhale, fold. Chair pose. Good. Sit your hips way back. So like the length you created in your inner thighs, you're going to use that now. So as you bend your knees forward, move your pubic bone back between your thighs like that. Keep that. Stretch your arms up. Make as much room through your spine as you can. Then exhale, hands to heart. Keep moving your pubic bone back behind you as you tip, and then twist to the right side. So put your attention on your pubic bone. It's the front of your pelvis. And move your pubic bone back between your 2 thighs towards the space behind you. As you do that, feel for your spine to soften down and in towards your torso. Good. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for the out. Come back up to the chair and twist to the left side. Pubic bone goes back. Good. It helps to shift weight back towards your heels. So as you lift your toes up, that's a good access point. Keep pressing weight back into your heels and working your pubic bone back between your thighs. Take 2 more breaths. Looks really good, everybody. Last breath in. Stay for the out. Chair pose, reach all the way up, and fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. So you'll even keep that here as you bend your knees, catch your big toes, draw your upper body down, and watch for your pubic bone to move between your thighs and up towards the ceiling behind you. And if nothing is moving, that's your tell to bend your knees more. For most of us, especially early in the morning, nothing's going to move, right? So bend your knees a bit until your joints are soft enough that your pubic bone begins to move between your two thighs. Once you've got that stretch up the back of your legs, up along your spine, then you hold and breathe it right there. Drop your head all the way down. Yeah, good. Take one more breath. And then you could stay here or slide your hands under the soles of your feet. So like if you're at your edge already with the big toes, just stay right there. If you've got a little bit further you could go, yep. And then wherever you're at, drop your head all the way down, all the way. Take one more breath in, blow all the air out, and step off your hands, crow pose at the top of your mat. Right in. So you got to put some gusto behind it. Good. Now 5 breaths. Now we've got tripod headstand going on. And so like Angie, press your feet towards the ceiling. Active feet. 2 more breaths. If your legs are up, you could start bringing them down back towards the crow pose. Take a big breath in. Then exhale, feet to the back of your mat, low push-up. Flow, inhale, upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Blow the air out. And then step or float, feet to your hands. Halfway lift up and fold. Press down through your feet, come rolling up to stand, extended mountain pose, eagle pose. Feet together, bend your knees, right leg over, right arm under. Press the center of your standing heel into the floor and lighten up through your standing toes. And then step down, reach up, take a breath. Left side eagle pose. Can seem like the key to balancing is not to do anything too much and kind of keep everything kind of like copacetic in the pose. Instead, squeeze into your midline tight. And notice that by really committing to hugging in, your balance actually gets better. Good. Step down, reach up. Standing leg raise, right side. Okay, now as you have your form for the pose, from your edges, hug into center. So your 2 shoulder blades, hug them in towards your upper back. Front ribs, hug them in towards the center line of your body. And take your leg out to the right. And look off to the left. And as you opened your leg up, your hips swung to the side, see if you can bring your hip points back to point off the front of your mat, even if it means your leg doesn't go quite as wide. Good. Take a breath in and then come back to center. Hug your right knee up into your chest. Airplane pose. Send your right leg back. Stretch your arms long and back behind you. And draw your shoulders straight up towards the ceiling. So like Angie, draw your shoulders towards your ears a little bit. So shrug them towards your ears. Now go straight up towards the ceiling. But from here, draw, yeah. Take a full breath in, hands to heart center, half moon. Left hand down, right arm high. Block placement here actually looks good. Everyone's got the perfect spot. And my favorite way to set my hand up is spider tip fingers. It just encourages your chest to be a lot higher and a lot lighter. Now 2 more breaths. Stretch your wingspan as wide as you can. Last breath in. 2 feet to the floor and fold. Fold it all the way down. So give yourself a moment. So even if you have to put your arms on your legs or something, give yourself a fold so you decompress the back of your legs and your spine. They just did a lot of work. So give the back of your body a moment to flush with fresh blood. Then press down through your feet. Pull your belly and roll up. So you'll open your back body, back up again, reach up, and then catch your left leg, standing single leg raise. So you'll feel it here as you lift your left leg up. If you're really focused on your pelvis being neutral, which is one of the focal points of your balancing poses, you will feel the back of your standing leg working. Really press your heel into the floor. Feel the back of your leg active. And then open your leg to the left. Keep your hip points pointing straight ahead. So hug your right hip back a little bit and move your left hip forward a little bit. Nice, Sarah. And you'll feel once you hit neutral, again, the back of your standing leg will wake back up again. Take one more breath. Come back to center. Hug your left knee up into your chest. Airplane pose. Send it back. Good. Press down through your standing heel. So this is where your arms are reaching back. You're like a airplane soaring 300, what is it, 30,000 feet above the earth, 300,000 feet. That would be a rocket. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Half moon. Good. Press your lifted heel all the way back into the back of the room. So press your heel into my hand. And then press your shoulder into my hand. So really get long here. Yeah? Now from heel to crown, get long. Take one more breath in. Stretch. And then 2 feet to the floor and fold. So now relax the back of your legs. Bend your knees. Relax your low back. You could sway a little side to side. This is that perfect moment to grab your strap if you're using it for dancer pose. And then press down through your heels. Pull your belly in. Come rolling up to stand. Reach up. Dancer pose or standing bow on the right side. Bend your right knee. Catch inside your right ankle. Pause to get ready. So you'll stand. You'll lift the pit of your belly up. Stretch up high for your top arm. And then kick your right shin back. Breathe. Relax your shoulders for the last breath here. And then step out. Really good. Switch sides. Left side. Bend your knee, catch. Get ready. Lift all the way up. Create all the space you need first. And then tip. If you get wobbly, take a sigh. It's one of the best tools in the toolbox. Good. Step out 2 feet to the floor. We're going to go one more set. Get a breath in. Get a breath out. And then right side dancer pose. Set up and pause. So what a lot of us are doing in the setup is there's a bit of like a sag position kind of here, so that when you go to kick, you're going to immediately end up in your low back. Instead, as you set up, zip the pit of your belly up and lift up. So you're stretching through your spine as much as you can. Then when you kick, you're staying long through your spine as you possibly can. And you'll do that by continuing to push down through your standing heel and lift the area under your belly button up into your low back. Just feel how that's supporting all the bones and joints along your low back. Take one more breath in and then step out. Good. Left side. Dancer is one of those poses that just has a lot of components to it. Right? There's a certain, I'm not going to say easy, but easiness to doing a back bend. But there's a whole different level to doing one when you're standing on one leg. It's like a back bend on a popsicle stick. And so really work the skill of pushing the one foot down and lifting the pit of your belly up. Take one more breath in and then step out. Good. At the top of your mat, tree pose. Right foot to your left inner thigh, hands to heart center. Lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button and relax your tailbone down between your cheeks. Now reach your arms up. Okay. Lift up through your neutral pelvis, up and out through your fingertips. Take a full breath in, and then change sides. Yeah, this is a pose you can also do on the floor. So you can do this seated, almost like seated single leg, or you can do it lying on your back. However you're doing it, your key focus is to press down through your foundation and lift up through the pit of your belly. Take a breath in, and then step down. At the top of your mat, reach up, extended mountain pose, forward fold. Halfway lifts, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, triangle pose. Good. A block is always a good idea. Outside the right ankle. Got it. Spider tip fingers. So you're carrying all your learning forward, each pose that you do, each pose feeding into the next one. And so even here, feel the echo of your side angle. So even as you begin to straighten your front knee, your front inner knee angles forward. And your groin pulls back. So pull your right groin back towards the space behind you. So this leg will straighten. Press your front foot down, straighten your front knee. This part keeps reaching forward, even as your knee straightens. Keep pushing your knee back. Yeah, good. Good. See how active your leg is now? Take one more breath in. Stay for the out. Press down through your feet. Come all the way up to stand. 10 toes face the left long side of your mat. And fold, side facing, wide-legged forward fold. So this part of the practice is called grounding. And part of the reason, or at least how that resonates for me, is that it has taken something to wake up your leg muscles up to this point. They didn't start all the way woken up. But you went through, you woke them up by bending your knees and squatting deep and then balancing one at a time. So now as you take these poses where your legs are straight, you have a whole new ability to pull the quality of the floor up through your legs. So from your feet up through your legs to your core, make yourself like the ground. Your legs are that solid. Take a breath in, blow all the air out, really ground your feet down deep, and then use them to stand up. Turn to the front, reverse namaste, front facing forward fold. Right? So like the floppy would be your knee pushes back and the legs all fall asleep and you kind of just fall over the front. But not now. Now you're pressing your front big toe mound down. Your front knee joint is soft. The joint is soft. And all the muscles are hugging onto the bone. So now as you go to tip, you drive your pubic bone back into the space behind you. And now there's a whole cacophony of sensations that you feel in your leg from that awake, strong, stable quality that you've created in your front thigh. Good. Take one more breath in. Drop your hands to the floor. Add the twist. Yep, and if you're taking Hanumanasana, play with how to add a twist. And however you're adding the twist in, focus on your abdominal muscles being the things that move you. So it's not your bottom arm pushing so much. It's not your top shoulder like hyperextending so much. With every breath you take, a big breath in, get long, and then exhale, use your ab muscles to twist. Good. 2 more breaths. Get long. Use your muscles to twist. One more time. Big breath in. Stay for a full breath out. Then hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Good. Get 1 breath in. 1 breath out. And then step your left foot forward, triangle pose on this side. Triangle pose. So we're going to try this. Set up your triangle pose. Bottom hand, you get what you need. For most of it's that block. Cool. Now press your front big toe mound down. Lift your front heel up. Your front heel comes up like a ballerina. So the front heel comes up like that. Feel your leg, right? So drive your big toe mound down. That's your press point. Keep your heel up if you can. Cool. And now draw your pubic bone back towards the back of the room. Yes. Now your heel could just kind of gently drop onto the ground, but it's the drive through your big toe, like you're hitting the gas pedal, and the action of your pubic bone pulling into the space behind you. Take a breath in, blow the air out, come all the way up to stand, turn to the right side of the room, fold, side facing, wide-legged. Good. Feet are parallel. Check your feet. Good. Turn these toes in a bit more. Yeah. And then when you set your feet parallel, what you'll probably notice is your ankles tend to roll out. Yeah. So you press your big toe mounds down on each side and hug your outer shins in. And then from the hug in of your thighs, zip all the way up to your pelvis. Create the quality of the ground. Good. Release your bind. If you have it, catch your waist. Blow all the air out, press your feet down, and then come standing. Turn forward, reverse namaste, front facing, forward fold. So set your hands, pause at the top, press your big toe down, and lift the front heel up. Just get a sense of where you're putting the weight in your big toe. And as you fold, and you can only go as far as you feel like you can control this. This is challenging. Move your pubic bone back behind you. So really drive the big toe, drive your sitting bone back, drive your pubic bone back. And then at a point where it feels like it's time, gently drop the heel down. Wow. Yeah, take a big breath in, drop your hands, and now add the twist. Good. Swing your left hip back behind you, and you've got the big toe pressing down to do that. And now with every inhale, lengthen your crown forward, and with every exhale, twist through your abdominal. That's it. 2 more. Last breath in, get long, right, all the way up to the top of your head. Exhale, twist, hands to the floor, downward facing dog, take it back. Really good. Take a big breath in, blow all the air out, slide out to high plank, and lower all the way down. Locust pose. Stretch your arms back, flip your palms down, and on the inhale, lift your heart and lift your legs. Good. Tuck your chin in towards the center of your throat and lengthen through the back of your neck. Good, Damien. Take a breath in. Relax it all the way down. Pick an ear to touch to the mat. I usually start with my right ear. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then set up second set locust pose. Good. Reach the center of your chest forward. So it's like the whole back side of your heart is scooped up and pushing forward through the front wall of your chest. Breath in. Relax, opposite ear to the mat. Yeah, with practicing, I always you'll usually see that we do right side first for everything. I always like to, when I get a choice, do the right side first. It helps me remember which side I did. If I know right was first and left was second, it's just easier to remember it. Okay, floor bow. Bend your knees, catch the top of your ankles. It's like a practice tip. Good. Kick your shins back. So here, there could be the option to roll to your side, and it might be a good idea, roll to the right side. So when you get to the other side, you'll know how to get which side to go on. If you roll to a side, hold it, and let the floor move your bottom arm up towards the middle of your upper back. So you sink into your arm a bit. Good, Nancy. Take one more breath in, and then come back to center, lower it all the way down. One breath in. One breath out. Second set floor bow, bend, catch, lift up, And then option to roll now, it would be to the left side. Use the floor to ease your left arm in towards your upper back. Give it one more breath. Come back to center. Kick up for a breath and lower it all the way down. Good. Plant your hands beside your lowest rib. Press up to all fours, tabletop. Take a couple cat dog tilts. Heart forward, look forward. Tuck your chin around your spine. And as you go through your cat dogs, really emphasize as you're round, pulling and scooping the pit of your belly up. So you're reopening the back of your body. Open the space between your back ribs and your pelvis back up again. Good. Then next time you're in cat, hold it. Cat position, that rounded spine. Now see from the cat, can you press down through your knees and curl so much that you come up standing onto your knees? At the top, camel. Set your hands. Keep uncurling your chest up and then drop your head back if that feels right. Nice. And then Greg has his hands on the floor behind him sitting down. That's a great way to take camel pose. Wherever you're at, lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. Take one more breath in. Blow it out. Inhale, come all the way up. Downward facing dog, press back. Take one breath in your down dog. Get as long as you can from your hands to your seat. And then drop to your knees, camel pose, second set. One of the things I love about the way that Greg is taking camel is that if you start back with your pelvis, it's a little easier to get that tilt. And the tilt, pubic bone to your belly button, lengthens your low back and gives you some space there. So if you're feeling crunchy back here, it's not a bad idea to start down, move your pubic bone to your belly button, and then press up. 2 more breaths. 1 more. You can either sit down or lift your chest all the way up. Downward facing dog, press back. Take 1 big breath to get long. Blow it out, look forward. And then step or float to a seat. Lie onto your back. And then lift your hips up for bridge pose. Bridge pose. Vinyasa. So really, like, as you get into these last back bends, and these are especially good. There's a theory that back bends squeeze your adrenal glands, which are good for waking up in the morning. As you get into these last back bends, it takes that quality of vinyasa, like moving right into it, kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off movement. Take 1 more breath in right where you're at, and then lower it all the way down. You've got 5 more. They can be bridge or they can be wheel. So know where you're going, set your foundation up, and on the inhale, lift up. Bridge your wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more breath in, and 5. Tuck your chin, come down. Take a breath in, blow it out. Everyone pause for a moment. Pause. Everyone take your feet 1 to 2 inches towards the top of your mat. So some of you are really tight, and that's why it's going to feel like it sucks a little bit. Stay longer, okay? Now set your hand. That's why it sucks a little bit. It will suck less if you have a longer base. Very technical description, right? Set your hands if it's wheel, and then inhale, come up with the longer base. Yeah. So it doesn't mean your muscles will work harder, but you're going to have more space along your spine. Take 3 more breaths, right? So your muscles can get stronger. Don't fear your muscles working. 1 more breath in, tuck your chin, come all the way down. Good. Get a breath in, a little bit better, right? Out, set it up. I'll take your silence to mean yes. And then we go, number 3, bridge your wheel. Work the longer base. And you're at the longer base until you feel every joint along your spine is open, every single one of them. Take a breath in, tuck your chin, come all the way down. Get a breath in, blow it out, set it up, 2 to go, and come on up. Come on up. So if you're like, well, when can I shorten my base? Feel your spine. If every single joint is open, there's no compression at all, then you can walk your hands and feet closer together. Good. Tuck your chin, come down. Last one. Get a breath, blow it out, and come on up. Come on up. If you're feeling any compression, your way out is to press your shins forward and reach your chest for the back of the room. Lengthen. Last breath in and lower it all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Really good. Feet together, knees wide. Rest your hands. Oh man, Ray's not done yet. Ray's like, give me more. That's why you practice, right? You might do 6 wheels and be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then you just come back and try it again tomorrow. Sometimes I tell this story. It took me 3 years to do a wheel in this practice because I was like, how am I doing that? And then it just started with like my head like 1 inch off the floor. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just going to do it like this for a while. I think I had a teacher that was like, dude, you can do it. Do it. It took me, I think, 5 years to actually be able to go up and do what we consider to be a full wheel. So it is a practice and it is a process. Dead bug pose. And for me, like that journey into wheel became the healing for my back. I came to yoga having herniated discs rowing. And my fear around wheels was like, I don't want to get hurt again. I hurt myself already. I don't want to get hurt again. And a lot of the sensations, like working hard, was what caused the problem. So I'm like, well, if I work hard again, that's going to cause the problem again. And I learned that it's not the work, it's where you're working towards. If you're working towards alignment and healing, that's good work. But if you're working towards something that pulls you apart, like sacrificing your well-being for some external thing, that's the kind of work that'll get you in trouble. Good. Release your feet, take your legs to the ceiling. So with that in mind, this idea of like working towards alignment, that's this part of the practice, stability. So as you take your legs up, bend your knees enough until your spine is long and flat on the floor and your abdominal muscles are able to hug down and in to support your low back. So once you've got that, like a girdle around your low spine, take a breath in and lower your right foot to hover. Take a breath in and exhale, switch your legs. Breath in, exhale, switch. Breath in, exhale, switch. And you go for 30 seconds, right? So you could focus on like, I got to get my foot to a certain height, and that would be that external thing. Or you can focus on, I'm going to keep my spine as stable as possible and just see like where the edge of that ability is. And that would be the internal thing. Take 15 more seconds. So see if you can play at the edge and let it be challenging to encourage yourself to stabilize your spine better. Good. Both legs up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Lower your legs 1/3 of the way down. Then stay right here and breathe. Right here and breathe. Both legs 1/3 of the way. Pull the pit of your belly down towards your spine so you stabilize your lower back. Now, if this is the edge, you stay. If you can take your legs a little bit lower, do it. And now can you keep your low back stabilized? Cool. If that's the edge, lower a little, stay. If it's not, lower a little bit more and hold it. 5. If you're like losing control of your low spine, lift your feet back up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs up, hug your knees into your chest. Really, really good. Yogi bicycles, hands behind your head, bend your knees, curl your shoulders up, take a breath in, and on the exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. You're going to go side to side. The area from the back of your pelvis up through your bottom ribs, that low back, that's what stays stable. So keep it that your low rib on the back side never leaves. So this twist like that. Yep. And then go other side, twist like that. Cool. 10 seconds. Pin the back of the rib on both sides. Yeah. 5. It changes the game, right? 4, 3. Really good. 2 and 1. Boat pose. Come right up. Right up, right up, right up, right up. Oh, 5 breaths. Choose your boat. Choose your adventure. Arms out, arms up. Cool. Pull that pit of your belly in. Take one more big breath in. Cross your shins, plant your hands, downward facing dog, press it back. Really good. Oh, half pigeon on the right side. And just imagine there's still people in bed right now. Good. Settle in. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. A double pigeon, left shin on top of right. You can take seated half pigeon if that fits better. Good. Flex your ankles enough that your ankle joints are stable. So if you're feeling a lot of stretch on the outside of your ankle, flex it a bit. Yeah. And then lengthen your spine. So even if you're folding forward, and what I focus on when I go to do this is that fold between the chest and the stomach. Yeah, lift up out of that fold and then come forward. So just watch that you're not folding in on yourself as you come down. Okay, take one more breath there. Good. And then take it back, downward facing dog, left side half pigeon. So as you come into these last poses, and for sure there's a quality of things kind of winding down, don't give up what you discovered in the active poses. Carry those lessons forward. Carry that strength forward. And even though maybe your muscles aren't demanding so much oxygen from you right now, can you still be in that practice of conscious breathing? We do the hard poses first to demand that the breath is intentional, so that when you come to a point where it's not demanded of you, you still have the capacity to do it. Got a double pigeon right shin on top. Got to get moving. Now, as you press your sitting bones down, you create all that length up, chest up and out of your stomach. And then as you go to tip, feel for it to be that pubic bone moving between your thigh bones. That's the way you start tipping forward. And whenever your pelvis stops moving, there you are. And take one more breath. Good. Lie all the way onto your back. Take your legs up into the air, waterfall, shoulder stand. From shoulder stand, come to plow. And if you're in waterfall, you can always come to plow too. It's not only for the shoulder standers. Plow's a really nice way. You've done a lot with your back muscles to stay upright. Plow is a nice way to stretch and open those muscles back up again. So from plow, bend your knees to your ears, deaf yogi. Move back into that cat-shaped spine, the ragdoll shaped spine. Feel for the saran wrap all the way along the back side of your body, along the sides of your backbone to stretch and open. And then one vertebra at a time, come rolling down onto your back. Move any blocks or props out of your way. At the bottom, with your knees to your chest, drop your knees to the right, one breath. And then switch sides, one breath. Come back to center, hug your knees to your nose to your knees. Give your whole body a big squeeze. And straighten your legs, Shavasana. You wake up, you move, and then you wake up in a deeper way, a visceral way, where all cylinders are now firing. And so as you get still again, feel into the quality of being still and awake. For a little more than an hour ago, you were still and asleep. But in your stillness, can you be fully awake, listening, feeling, experiencing your body, your breath, each moment, moment by moment by moment. Take a deeper breath in. Open your mouth, clear it. Then gently, consciously hug your knees in towards your chest. Roll to a side. And then press up to a seated position on your mat. Bring your hands together over the center of your heart. Close your eyes if that feels okay. Close your eyes. And in closing your eyes, feel the aliveness of your body in this moment, that you have turned up to full capacity. To really be able to feel the life, the energy, like that hum under the skin of your body being alive and vital. And just know that at any time through your day, stopping, pausing, and getting in touch with this feeling is an immediate reset button. And so knowing that, and now moving from that, together take a deep breath in, clear it out, and we'll close with one final Om. Inhale. Lift your thumb knuckles to your forehead. Take a breath in. And together we say, Namaste. Namaste. Great job this morning, everybody. So good. I'm teaching Wednesday at 5:45. That's not normal time. But I am not teaching this Sunday, Mother's Day. I am teaching on Saturday at 7 a.m. So if you're up Saturday 7 a.m., and you're feeling yoga-y, I'm guessing y'all are because you're here at 6:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. I would love to see you in class.